And if you question what we're accusing Brand of doing, then let me remind you, you need to believe all women.
You and I were there, Joe Biden. Please step forward and be held accountable.
Except that woman. Definitely don't believe her.
Oh my Lord, that was too much. Burn. What a way to end it. Oh no, I gotta do a reaction video to this. Hopefully it stays up.
All women, but that woman.
No. We can't believe that, you know.
Good evening and welcome to We Lie to You News. Tonight we'll definitely be telling you the truth about exciting updates from the Russell Brand situation, as we are thoroughly dedicated to protecting society from dangerous pro-freedom voices. We'll also tell you about a shocking revelation in the case. But first, we must establish the truth. Our takedown of Russell Brand is in no way politically motivated. Trust us. Russell Brand has amassed over 6 million YouTube subscribers and has over 1 billion views on his channel, along with a large presence on Rumble. And given that many people pay attention to his influence as he routinely speaks out about the war in Ukraine, drug companies, shenanigans, and government corruption, he is therefore a rapist that must be shut down and silenced. As we in the media have generated sexual assault allegations against the pro-freedom extremists that are from 10 to 17 years ago and therefore are super valid, there is no doubt that he's guilty of what we say he's guilty of. And you can trust us, because we in the media have never been wrong about anything.
Rudy basically functioning as a Russian asset by pushing Russian disinformation.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
The typical process in a civil democratic society is for a...
Talking about the truth being under attack. I'll tell you what, man, these people are pathetic. They keep pushing this stuff. You think they will come back and say, we're going to repent. We were wrong. We had it twisted. We died. Nope. They're still pushing it. Even Dr. Fauci wasn't on CNN. Even CNN had to fact check Dr. Fauci on the mask. But he's still going to MSNBC talking about how everybody needs to get their COVID shots. And I'm like, bruh, like, yo, are you so out of touch with reality? The rest of the world know what's going on here.
No, but he's $5 million net worth richer.
Oh, no, right? That's another thing.
Just saying.
You should be hiding in a cave. Not coming out here talking to people about vaccinated. Like, listen, man. We are tired of that.
Close your mouth and go away. Be lucky you're not in jail.
You are lucky. If we had a system that really wanted to deal with criminals, you shouldn't even be talking.
And this is the thing. I don't know if you know much about the Russell Brand situation. I think the reason they're doing this is they don't want him becoming the next Joe Rogan. And all these allegations mysteriously came out right after he put out a video about Obama.
Oh, yeah, that video from Larry St. Clair testimony. Is that what it is? I didn't want to touch that. I thought that was too much.
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah. It's
so if y'all don't know what we're talking about, go to his page, look up his video about Obama.
You know what?
But
Obama, I'm beginning to believe that Obama is one of those figures you can't touch in the media. Like, even all during his presidency, there were things going on with him. I'm now seeing this, waking up to it. Obama is still a very powerful man, like to the point where they are protecting his character. They are protecting him from every single. I'm beginning to believe Obama is actually the real president. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. I don't think President Biden is up to anything. I think he's just a puppet, like an empty suit, like you would say, right?
He did say it himself, if he could run for a third term, but just, not have to be in the office, sit back in his sweats and speaking into an earpiece and have somebody else say the words, he'd be all for it.
Yeah. I've also heard, going back to that, the Obama business. We can leave that to the side. But the thing is, the age of consent, is it in Germany?
He's in Britain.
In
It's
Britain,
16.
is 16 years old. So I had the issue to say, because oftentimes we want to judge the rest of the world by our own laws and morality, and we fail to understand there's a different way about life that is not always uh, in line with what we do. But so the age of consent is 16.
Mhm.
I did read some text messages that are troubling. It sounded like he did do some things and the girl was somewhat taken advantage of to a degree and stuff like that. It did sound like that from reading the text messages. I think both could be true. I think maybe he did do these things, right? And these things been there, done that, left to the side. But when he began to speak against the establishment, they went out and dig for dirt to throw it in his face. I think this is what's going on here.
And that's the thing. He's never made his history of being, promiscuous and all this other stuff hidden.
Yeah,
He's
he's
always
been very
been
public
upfront
about
and
it.
honest about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not anybody who's ever watched him on a regular basis knows,
Mm,
he was,
yeah.
for the lack of a better expression, a man whore
Yeah.
in
Which is
his
not
youth.
not a good thing. That's just not
No,
good.
it's
But
not. And
but
but now he's reaping what he sowed,
yeah. I think this is one of
so to
those things.
speak.
One of those things that is known as what is it called? Death by a thousand cuts, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Kind of what they're doing to Donald Trump. It's not like they know they're gonna win, but the
And they
goal
don't want
is
another Joe Rogan.
yeah. The goal is to deplete you financially. It's more like a financial persecution in a sense. The more you have to fight these cases, you don't have the time to keep uploading videos. The more you have to fight against these allegations, uh, the more your character is destroyed. The less powerful and influence you have. And you're wearing out and your money. They're killing you financially, and that's kind of the goal. Even though you might win every single one of them, but by the time you're done fighting, you're exhausted. So it's one of those things. I think this is what's happening here.
Well, I don't even think it's so much that is because I mean it's not like he doesn't have enough money to do it. I think it's more the fact that they just want to shut him up.
Yeah, of course. Ultimately, that's the goal. But is that going to happen? And again, I'm going to let JP do his thing here, but it seems like other channels like YouTube and Spotify, they're already saying, yeah, let's shut them down.
I mean, for crying out loud, they've sent letters to all the major
Yeah, including Rumble.
places and Rumble, and Rumble told them they can go piss up a tree.
Nice way to put it. Put it nicely. All right, let's get back to it.
Process in a civil democratic society is for a person to be considered and treated as innocent until proven guilty. But the thought police operate with a different criteria. Guilty until you're completely silenced. That helps maintain law and order, eliminates threats against our narrative and agenda, and teaches you what will happen to you if you fall out of line. Because we in the media have accused Russell Brand of being guilty, YouTube has demonetized his channel in an effort to take away his livelihood, which is very unprecedented for YouTube to take steps to silence a pro-freedom voice. Who would have thought? And we repeat, this is in no way politically motivated. YouTube is simply standing on principle.
I think it might be a good time for me to air out my grievances as well. So, YouTube demonetizing people's channel has been going on for a long time. I don't know what I'm guilty of exactly, but I'm demonetized. I've not been accused of the R word in any sense, but yet YouTube demonetized my channel all the time. I told you guys it's pathetic. It's painful. Let me explain to you how painful it is if you want to understand from the perspective of a content creator. I had a video, right? The Latinos for Trump video, right? He has about 790 something thousand views on it now. But here's the thing: the first 500,000 views demonetized. So, all right, let me see if I can make sense of this. If this video was gonna make $1,000 by demonetizing it, the first 500,000 views, I lost over $600 just like that. That's not a good look. And so you think I can actually show you a screenshot of my videos. It's like demonetize. Even the ones me and you talked about last live streams, they demonetize every single one of them. There was not a single curse word. I know now you can talk about the one with Samson. Okay, I will agree with that. I'll take that demonetization.
Right.
But some of the things we were talking about were just Christians. We're just talking about Jesus. We're talking about like things that's going on in the world and the border and everything like that. There was not a single curse word, nothing hateful, nothing bigotry. Demonetize every single one. I'm like, yo, you guys are pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to plead. And when you plead, it can take 10 to 2 weeks before they finally approved it. And the thing about YouTube, most of the growth you're going to get in your video happens in the first 5 days. After 5 or 6 days, that video is dead.
Yep. And not only that, but I also, isn't it like 75-25 or something like that, the split between YouTube and okay, so Rumble, I think they're getting like 95-5.
Wow.
And Kick as well. So yeah, like these alternative platforms are making
growing up,
big push and are blowing up.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to grow my Twitter account right now and my Rumble account, because we have to diversify. They're demonetizing me all over the place. They even demonetizing my Pastor James Reacts channel, which I stay away from political stuff and social stuff from there. I just talk about things that's going on educationally and things that's happening, like Thomas Sowell's videos. That's where they happen. And I do reaction videos there, and I do some Christians apologetic stuff there as well. Even that is being demonetized. Even that channel, I'm like, yo, I'm talking about Jesus. There is not a single political statement in there.
But that's why you're talking about Jesus.
Tell you what, I ain't worried about it though. That's why I tell people, listen, if you're gonna support the channel, please support the channel, because these people, they are really hurting people, and that's what they're doing to Russell Brand. I can feel it. I feel it, and I'm a small YouTuber comparing to 6 million. That is ridiculous.
Also remember, Steven Crowder hasn't been monetized in years.
Oh yeah, he had to go into place and open a whole nother, he
had to make his own. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he went out on his own and made his own network.
Yeah. So, I'm on Rumble. I think I have a link in the description, so check it out. If you go on Rumble, you put Look and Live, you should find me as well. Anyway.
Simply out to do good, and therefore are taking steps to silence someone who has not been found guilty of sex crimes. And if you need evidence that YouTube demonetizing Russell Brand is in no way politically motivated, just consider that YouTube still allows R. Kelly's channel to be monetized. R. Kelly, who has been found guilty in a court of law for multiple sex crimes, some even involving children, has objectively done worse things than what Russell Brand has been accused of. Yet he's not considered political opposition, so he should be viewed as safe and therefore should still be monetized according to YouTube. It's also worth noting that YouTube still runs ads on Russell Brand's channel, so they can make money off of him, which further solidifies how YouTube is just standing on principle rather than trying to take away someone's livelihood for politically motivated reasons. And there's a shocking new revelation in the
Oh my goodness, this is so wrong. The man is yet to be proven guilty. Lord have mercy. Magna Carta. Let the court do. Like, YouTube has no business getting involved in this thing until you have all the facts. What are they gonna do? They're gonna regress and say, let me retract and give you back all the money we took from you. You are still taking the man's money. You are still running ads on his channel, so you're getting paid, and the money doesn't come to him. That is not a good look. This is sickening. Like, I'm not here trying to defend Russell Brand or whatever he's maybe guilty of. Fine, he is guilty or whatever, right? Well,
it's just the actions of YouTube that is ridiculous.
YouTube has no business getting involved in an open case.
No.
Like, are you serious? Like, this is an open case, and he has yet to be charged. There's still a whole thing that he has to go through. There's a whole system in place. This is not even supposed.
Yeah. There's a whole process that he has to go through. There's no reason for them to be involved in it whatsoever.
That's what makes people want to move to Africa.
Or Rumble.
Thank you. That's why you move to other places. That's why I say, guys, support the channel. Please help us. Give us thumbs up. Let's beat the algorithm. Yeah, we move in different places because we realize this is not good. This is not good. Wow. That tells you they have too much power. Some of that power need to be taken back from them. I don't know how it's going to happen, but that's just they got too much power. They got too much
by supporting
influence.
an alternative platform.
Exactly. We have to have choices. We have to have many other choices because
For far
these
too
guys,
long, they've had a monopoly
it's
on
pathetic.
this type of content.
Too much monopoly. Too much. And they are too powerful of a system. And I think eventually they're going to come crumbling down. I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen, though. I don't know when. But if that doesn't stop, eventually I'm hoping and praying that they come crumbling down until they learn what it means to be free, to respect people's voices and of opinion that are different from theirs.
I mean,
brand case. UK's government has gotten involved in trying to silence and take away the livelihood of someone whose views and voice run counter to much of their narrative. You heard that right. A government is actively involved in a very unpolitical persecution of a citizen who has not been convicted of a crime. How so? UK's Parliament has sent letters to both TikTok.
What happened?
As I was just saying, Rumble telling them, as the headline popped up, Rumble slams the UK Parliament. Like, you should have. I've
read it. I've read
pull up the
statement.
Twitter and is like, nah, slams. Yeah, that's what it is.
Get out of here. I remember I used to play Mortal Kombat, and there's a character called Sub-Zero, so he used to throw that line from his arm and it pull you like, get over here. But Rumble is like it's Scorpion. Sub-Zero is the frozen guy. So this is the exact opposite. Said, get out!
Come here!
Come here! But that's exactly what needs to happen. More companies need to just flex their muscle and tell them, get out of here. Like, who do you think you are? Why should we listen to you? Thank God for Rumble. I hope and pray they remain this strong forever, because it seems like they're under attack, of course, because they refuse to censor voices and everything.
They refuse to bow the knee.
They refuse to. And I hope they stay strong. They don't bend the knees to bail, because we need a place like Rumble to actually voice our opinion, because this is not good. YouTube is sold, gone. I mean, I love YouTube because you have such a strong fan base there. The people are there. You have an opportunity to pull people to their algorithm is really effective. But what they doing with that is just as pathetic. You know, Rumble, people have to look for you. It's a little bit hard to find you, kind of thing. You know, takes time to build Rumble, but
it's constantly evolving, though. That's the thing. And the more people that come to Rumble and regularly upload to Rumble, it'll be easier for them to do so.
I agree. I would like to see that, and it's still a work in progress, but I would like to see that because YouTube doesn't look very good right now.
And Rumble, urging them to demonetize Russell Brand just like YouTube has. Given that TikTok is pro-communist, we expect them to fall in line, as they should. But Rumble, which is unfortunately pro-freedom and pro-free speech, responded to UK's Parliament by telling them to effectively piss off. In a statement released by Rumble's CEO, he called the letter they received from the UK Parliament extremely disturbing. He concluded his statement by saying, although it may be politically or socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and mission. We emphatically reject UK Parliament's demands. Just like how we all greatly admire citizens in Germany during the 1930s who turned in their neighbors instead of egregiously standing on their principles. And as previously stated, democratic societies have what's called due process, where you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. Totalitarian societies do it differently, where you're assumed guilty as soon as the regime says you're guilty, and you're punished accordingly. On the topic, the Timcast show recently shared some heartwarming perspectives and parallels with what's going on with the non-political persecution like Russell Brand's present day, and communist dictator Mao, who is estimated to have killed up to 80 million people. Take a look.
We are in a Maoist cultural revolution in the United States right now. These are the things that were done in Maoist China in order for the Communist Party to gain control. They use the Red Guard to intimidate people, to accuse people of all sorts of different improprieties and stuff. This is what's going on. It's obviously it's not going to look exactly the same as in China, 70 or 60 years ago, but a lot of the same tactics are being used, of the same shaming, the same trying to ostracize people, kick them out of polite society, take their ability to provide for their families and stuff. All of that stuff is happening right now.
He said that like it's a bad thing. Moving along. In the good old days of 2020, when we wanted to character assassinate our political opposition, all we had to do is label them as a racist. But unfortunately, people caught on to the boy who cried racist. So we've upgraded our strategies from labeling them a racist to now labeling them a racist. Think founder of Operation Underground Railroad, Tim Ballard, for example. A man who has dedicated his life and risked his life in the name of saving children from sex trafficking. And after Mitt Romney recently announced that he won't be seeking re-election for his Senate seat, Tim Ballard announced that he's considering running for the Senate seat. And immediately thereafter, we in the media published sexual misconduct allegations against Ballard. Racist just doesn't do it anymore. Along with the same highly publicized and
Yo, those sexual misconduct accusation, at least allegations, they are like the Achilles heel of, I will say, the opposition to take down their opponents. That's the best way I can put it. It's just that, have you noticed this Me Too? This Me Too is it's a weapon.
Yeah, they're the last ditch efforts of a desperate regime.
Say it one more time.
They're the last ditch efforts of a desperate regime.
That's perfect.
They just trying to silence anybody who opposes them and goes against the narrative that they're trying to push and the agenda that they're trying to push. So they come up with these false allegations and false accusations to make it look like they're actually the bad guy, when in reality they're just trying to help people and make people realize, look, you need to wake up. You need to see what's going on. You need to see the truth behind the curtain.
Wow. Yeah, because it's a little much, man. It's a little much because all of a sudden Tim Ballard is in the. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah,
You serious?
I mean, really,
Like,
the guy who saves them from
I mean,
that is going to do that to them.
I don't put that past any man, because we live in a world sinful people do. You know what I'm saying? If priests and can sit there and do this to little boys, listen, I get it. Human's heart is corrupt, but I am not of the conviction that is the case, because it seems to me they have an issue with anyone who could possibly be a threat. You know, the Trumpism spirit kind of thing, anti-Trumpism spirit, I should say. It's just that, oh, wait a minute, if this man get elected, he's gonna be, he's gonna go against the system. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff we doing to children, all the stuff that, open border policies and the children are being used and everything. We still don't know how many kids.
He's going to dismantle it all.
Yeah, or the children in Maui that are going missing. We still don't know what's going on with that. We still have a lot of questions. Hey, a man like Tim Ballard might stop us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
You just expose yourself by the way you prosecute the man, you persecute the man. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's not America.
And I've seen plenty of interviews, and I just don't get that impression from him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like,
wow.
I mean, there's some people, when you listen to them talk, you can tell the type of person they are from how they speak.
Absolutely. Angela, this is great. 3 years ago, we moved to a small town. Okay, a small farm, trying to grow and raise our own food. Our food shortages of pesticide, poisoning, preservative. Wow. Great job with that. And this is something we are counseled in scripture to do, by the way. There's a whole, I could show you in the Bible that country living off government and be as much as this, off the grid as much as possible is one of the best solution to have to preserve from what is to come. Because I was doing a study earlier about CDBC, central, what is it called? Decentralized something that,
Clan.
banking. Yeah, it's like this digital ID, this digital banking system kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is not a good thing. This is like taking
End
full
times.
control
Yeah.
of
This
your
is like,
money.
yeah, I have heard about it, and it's like
Oh, it's
straight end
pathetic.
time stuff.
Yeah, I have like a video coming up from Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment. I'm gonna do a reaction to it. I saw the link so clearly. It's like exactly what the Bible is talking about. You know, no
Yeah,
buying
it's-
and selling. I'm like, yo, they are putting that system in place, yo. They are doing it. Oh, the Bible is so on point. Yeah, so you're right, Angela. You're doing the right thing. That's something my wife and I are actually thinking about. We actually thinking and praying about making some moves ourselves. So there's the book that I'm actually about to purchase, where they walk you through the entire process from start to finish and how to do it. So yeah, that's something we want to do ourselves. We're not in the city kind of thing. We're more like in the suburb, but this is not it.
Yeah, it's a central digital banking currency. That's what they're talking.
Okay, Central Digital Betting. Yeah, CDBC. Okay, that
And
is.
and that's and basically what they want to do is make all money into what essentially is Bitcoin, and so that way they can control it and control what you spend and base it on a social credit score type of thing.
Yo, how this is crazy. So as a grown man, as an independent individual, at least I want to think that I am. Um, you telling me if I go to the store and I do something, if what I'm buying doesn't align with your supposed climate change agenda, I get penalized for it?
Hmm.
We better fight against this.
And then if you go down in social credit score, you don't make as much money.
I'm really hoping, praying this is a joke.
Nah, it's dead serious, dude. Like that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. The right wing ruined ESG. Woo woo. To a degree, we've wounded it. It's a beast. I think he can come back up again.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Highly coordinated media accusations against Russell Brand and Tim Ballard. We've also used the same accusations against President Trump, Rudy Giuliani, Julian Assange, and Supreme Court Justices Brett Kavanaugh and Clarence Thomas. No political motivation whatsoever. We just do our best to ruin the lives and reputations of the people that we accuse of doing heinous sexual crimes. This just in! President Biden was also accused of. Oh, yeah, well, because our character assassinations are in no way politically motivated, in response to the accusations against Biden, we took them very seriously, so we then helped him get elected as president. This just in! And even though Biden has these allegations from an alleged victim who is not anonymous, unlike the alleged victims of Russell Brand, YouTube still allows videos of Biden to be monetized on the White House's channel.
oh, hypocrisy. Hypocrisy.
Well, I mean that's because nobody watches them.
Yeah, I mean, who cares?
Like you go there and they got maybe 200 views, 300
Yeah,
views.
they got a lot of followers, but nobody cares.
and most of them are all thumbs down. Because half the time can't understand what the guy is saying anyway. So I mean, what's the point in watching a video of him speaking?
Let me brag a little bit. I get better views than the White House with 2 million views. I only have 62,000 subscribers. Let me brag righteously.
Right.
Oh my goodness, pathetic. No wonder. Nobody cares. Maybe you can have another trans individual in your White House, taking over their top again. I get more views.
Or stealing people's
At
luggage.
least we get to react to it and call out how evil of a thing it is. So,
and it all comes back to that rules for thee but not for me thing.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, the level of hypocrisy that's going on here is that's why the Biden family looks so guilty, so bad, and Trump is winning is because people, the average person, right? They're looking at this, they're like, "Yo, you think we're stupid?" It's almost like, "Yo, are you serious? Like, you really think we are that dumb?" So when they watch this stuff, they watch how the White House and I mean, what these people are doing, finding cocaine in the White House. We don't know whose cocaine it is. Of course you don't. Yeah, of course you don't. You have the technology to zoom on a single penny in Arab in different parts of the world. You can you can find an enemy. The other day they found somebody just by using an helicopter, and they saw his body heat. They caught the guy. I'm sure you probably heard of him. They caught the guy, and he's now locked up. You have technology to do that, but you don't have the technology to find out whose cocaine it was in the White House. Yeah, sure, we believe you.
Yeah.
Let me move on.
And I'm sorry, but Jean-Pierre is no Kayleigh McEnany.
Not even close. Kayleigh McEnany was actually smart because she was
articulate.
She was articulate when she was. Kayleigh McEnany is a different degree. I mean, I'm not even gonna go there. But at least, what's her name? Circleback Girl. So,
Jen Psaki.
Jen Psaki, she was good with her words, but you knew she was lying. She just postponed you all the time. I'll circle back. I have nothing right now. But this one, I don't care the fact that she's from Haiti. I'm from Haiti. That doesn't mean anything. We're talking about a country here. So I'm not going to play the cultural thing. This one, not only she's not intelligent, not only she doesn't even know how to cover it up, third, she's not even a good liar. When she's lying, you can
she
tell.
has a tell.
Like you can tell. She's like, well,
watch her eyes.
80 is the new 40. Let me tell you about what Biden is doing. This is working. The account. It's like the people in America were like, excuse me, I just went to the grocery store yesterday. What are you talking about? I went to Walmart the other day and I saw this, me and the Spanish guy, I was just shopping. And I'm like, man, everything is more expensive. It's like everything is like double the price. The ketchup bottle was like, oh my Lord, are you kidding me? Like I bought this a couple months ago. I mean, 2 years ago, it wasn't like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm complaining and I'm like, I stopped in the middle of the aisle. He just came right out of me. I was like, oh, thank you, Biden. Look what you've done to us. It just came right out of me. I mean, out of nowhere. And the one guy that was in front of me was a Spanish guy. He turned around. He says, I don't care what they say about Trump. I'm voting for him.
Nice.
I say, my man. And so, my wife was on the phone. She's like, there you go again with that Trump talk. I'm like, honey, let's be honest. Aren't we paying more for everything? She said, yes, we are. I said, there you go. You understand what I'm talking about.
Paying more and getting less.
Yes, we are. I'm telling you, the perspective of the people are changing. They're like, I can see your hypocrisy. We voted for Trump.
And here's the thing about Jean-Pierre. I've watched so many interviews now with her, she has a tell. In poker, she has what's called a tell. So when you play poker, you watch other people's body language to see whether or not they got a good hand or a bad hand. And that's how you're able to, depending on how you want to bid the hand that you have or not compared to what they have. So her tell, number one, she'll start stuttering. Yep. And number two, her eyes will close.
Yeah.
She kind of closes her eyelids and kind of looks up a little bit.
Yeah. Another thing that she does, she repeats the term, let me be clear about this. Mm-hmm. If you do pick up on that, when she's telling the truth, she doesn't have to say that. It's almost like she has to embellish the story. And she likes to say, let me be clear about something. We've been very clear. Let me be clear. And I'm like, yo, you don't have to keep saying that. The fact you have to keep saying that, it tells me you're telling me a lie, because when you have the truth in your hands, all you have to do.
You don't have to keep justifying it.
You don't have to justify. You proclaim it, and it stands on its own because it's popular enough to speak for itself. When you are telling a lie, you always have to paint a new picture. So, like you said two things. She stutters, and the second thing that she does is what?
It's her eyelids. Her eyelids go down and she starts blinking. Yeah, like
we can see right through that. I was like, "What's going on, girl? Why are you lying?"
Matt Catter here says, "It's like I said, it's like in poker. It's a dead giveaway tell that she's lying."
Yeah, Matt Catter, you said, "I don't know how she sleeps at night." Well, I don't know how she works for the Biden family. I will quit being a Christian and having a conscience. I'll be like, "Yo, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of lying about, like, how do you keep lying to cover up for the Biden's corruption, right? Because you can't keep doing that forever. Eventually, you lose your own composure, your own decency as an individual. You have to come to a point where you say, you know what? I'm tired of lying. I can't do this anymore. Maybe like, what's his name? Kirby, the straight white male. You can let him do some lying because at least he keep a straight face.
Unless she drank the Kool-Aid or snorted the coke. I don't know which.
I love when he says, "Let me tell you this. What I want you to know, but this is what we know." It's almost like, I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what the facts are, but I'm gonna tell you what I want you to believe. It's like, okay. But again, when you work for the Biden family, with all the corruption and everything that's being out there, it must be difficult being that individual in the position where you have to cover up. Like, you can't keep covering this stuff up. It keeps coming out. It's keep oozing from all over the place. And it's like, people are like looking at you like, yo, you still lying. It's like, what's amazing about this? After it's all said and done, after we all complaining, make fun and laugh, she's going to get another job in a higher position. She's going to be elevated to something even bigger. Or maybe she's going to run for some type of office. Who knows? It's one of those things. Or maybe she's going to work for MSNB hee-haw. Get a job there with Jen Psaki and continue the propaganda. Yeah, CNN. That's what's going to happen. She's only going to be promoted.
She's going to become part of the propaganda machine.
Absolutely, because she's doing a great job already. She's proving herself to be very effective.
Very loyal and drank the Kool-Aid.
That's good.
Funny how that works. Accusing pro-freedom individuals of sexual assault while excusing pro-establishment individuals is a very devastating play out of our playbook. It's one of the worst crimes that one can commit, which damages the reputation of the accused, even if they're not found guilty. It's really the best we've got. We're proud of it. It works better than if we said Russell Brand committed murder, because with murder, you inconveniently can't just have an anonymous dead person accuse him of murdering them. You need actual evidence for the public to be convinced, like you need a body. And even though the Clintons have quite the count, they really don't have enough supply to meet the demand for all the people.
I got that little jab. I got it. We're going to keep moving. We're going to just move.
Not going to touch that one.
We're going to leave that alone. Even though, Mr. Obama had something over there at his house. We don't know. Let's just move on.
Someone didn't do something in a certain cell.
Yeah, it's nobody's business. All right. This guy can swim, but he drowned. Let's just believe that. Move on. Shut down your conscience. Let's go on. Let's go ahead.
Have quite the count. They really don't have enough supply to meet the demand for all the people we need to silence. That's it for tonight's news. Our very coordinated effort to take down Russell Brand is rolling along. No criminal investigation is necessary, no trial is necessary, and no evidence is necessary. Us accusing him in a highly coordinated way is really all the evidence that you need. We really hate to silence a strong voice that calls out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption in our agenda and narrative, but we're willing to make that sacrifice in this case. And if you question what we're accusing Brand of doing, then let me remind you, you need to believe all women.
You and I were there, Joe Biden. Please step forward and be held accountable.
Except that woman. Definitely don't believe her.
Oh my Lord, that was too much. What a way to end it. Oh no, I gotta do a reaction video to this. Hopefully it stays up.
All women, but that woman.
No. We can't believe that, Even the diary of his daughter's diary and stuff like that. That was, what I'm saying. Whatever happened to what's his name, Keith from Project Veritas, and how they had that
James O'Keefe,
and what the fact they went to his house to get that piece of evidence,
and not just his house, but every journalist that worked for Project Veritas.
Who are they protecting? Well, Mr. Obama. Really? All roads lead to Obama. It's interesting.
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Oh, JP, you are too much, JP. Yeah, believe all women, but this one here, she's a white.
She's not to be believed.
She's a MAGA extremist.
Tara Reid, we're not supposed to believe her.
She's married to a white supremacist. We can't believe that one. No. What is wrong with you? I'm telling you, man, truth is definitely under attack. But I love how this all plays out. It always, eventually, the truth always comes out and wins. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. They eventually admit it. You know, sometimes it's a classified documented mission kind of thing, but they eventually say,
Or the
this is
Twitter
what
files.
happened. Yeah, Twitter files, right? And there's more Twitter files, you know, being exposed. But I think the danger is that even though they might admit it later on, most people don't know about it. You know, majority of us either pass away, you forget about it, kind of thing, and they go on to continue to perpetuate more lies. And I think that's the danger here. You know, what the thing is, the truth is gonna conquer. And I think why Trump is winning, and I'm a Trump guy, man. That's my guy. That's why when I heard Vivek Ramaswamy, you know, Ron DeSantis talking, I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I'm one of those guys. I don't sway. Once I don't make once if I haven't chosen if I haven't chosen something, you can get me to listen to other views and I will understand that. But once I make my decision, even my wife would tell you this. Once I make a choice, she can burn the house down. Like I don't move. Like she knows that. That's one thing she loves about me and something she hates about me. It's like James, if James is on a particular conviction, you might as well go talk to a tree. Because you're not gonna change him. The thing is, that's why Vivek and all these guys, I'm like, yo, yeah, you talk a good talk. You're not moving me. The thing is,
I honestly, I think Vivek would make a good vice president.
I think so too. But I'm still of the conviction that the fact he came out of nowhere, he reminds me a lot of Obama, right? He came out of nowhere, funny last name, skinny guy, and doing a whole lot of talking, getting a lot of attention and everything like that. Doesn't have a history in politics. I questioned. I'm not saying I don't believe you. At this point, I'm skeptical. My skepticism saved me. It saves me a lot. You know, being a Christian, we ought to believe, right? We believe in God. We believe in the evidence. We believe that. But at the same time, I'm a skeptic about a lot of things. Like somebody called me yesterday on the phone. Hey, man, you owe some money since 2016. And that money is about $1,000-something. We can settle it down for $380. So what's your credit card info? I say, wait a minute.
Like, who are you?
I said, wait a minute. Listen, man. Listen, bro. I wasn't born in this country. I was raised in Haiti. But one thing I know for certain, I'm not stupid. I said, pause. I'm not that dumb. I'm gonna give you a credit card. Okay. I said, well, and the person says, well, if you don't pay this, you can eventually be sued and held liable in court. I said, oh, I'm done with you. Like, where in the system in this country does a business have the right to sue the people who did not pay their bills? All you can do is attack my credit. Like, I'm not that dumb. I said, no, I'm done with you. Like, I want you to send me some info, mail it to my house, and I want to see some numbers when I signed this paper, when that loan came from, how much money it is, why is it increased? And I also want to see that 380 something settlement you want to give me.
If technically it is legit, they can get a settlement against you, and then they can dock your pay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's as far as it can go.
Yeah. And the person says, well, we can't do that. We can't mail it to your house. And this is when I caught them. I can't mail it to your house because it's very personal. It's very private. I'm like, wait, but it's about me though. Like,
you're mailing it to me at my house.
You're mailing it to me.
It doesn't. What do you mean it's private?
In 2016, and I did not have the same phone number, but you managed to find my number in 2023 to call about this. And now you cannot mail it to my house so I can see with my eyes, but you want my credit card info? Thank you, skepticism. I said, no, you better get out of here. A very Christian way. Get out of here. You know, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I said,
have a nice day.
Until I remember, they said, well, the company is going to do this. And I'm like, let them do that and I'll deal with them. So,
right.
Yeah, so I think that level of skepticism can save us because a lot of things people are saying, even in politics, even in religion, there's some ministers, I sit and listen to them. I'm like, saves me. Quoting scriptures that don't even exist. Turn your Bible to Psalms 119, verse 432. Wait a minute. It's like, that verse is not, there's no 432. And they're like, amen. Amen to what? That verse is not in the Bible.
Where is that? Is there some new Bible I haven't heard of?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's like there's some things you need to question, and I'm saying so. That's why I'm not so much against the atheists when they say things. Some of their skepticism can be a way of saving them from a lot of false, stuff. And I think when you have the facts, when you are convicted, the Spirit of God speaks to you. You need to follow that conviction. But at the same time, not everything you hear and read in the politics and the TV screen, you need to believe. Like, it's crazy. I was talking to a friend just the other day. He was telling me, yeah, but I was talking about Donald Trump a little bit. He said, well, Donald Trump, stole the election in 2016. I said, bruh, that's old news. Don't you know the investigation's been done? There's been a Durham report. Did you know that's been tested and proven to be a hoax? He said, what? It tells you it's 2023.
Like,
this
dude,
man
get your news from something other than the mainstream.
He still believes the lie that Hillary Clinton and what's his name, Spencer Neck Smith, Donald Trump calls him. He still believes that Trump is guilty of the Russia collusion. I said, my Lord, my man. And I had to pull some documents and let him read it. And when he read it, he's like, what? I said, that's just one of them. I can go to January 6th. I can go through so many things to show you. The media's been lying to us, my man. Like, his eyes was wide open. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, can you imagine how many people actually believe some of this stuff? Like Trump, being indicted for this. They believe it. I'm like, yo, use your mind a little bit. Question things, man. Be a little bit skeptical.
And
that can save your life.
That's the thing. Some people don't want to question things. They just want to live their life peacefully, blissfully ignorant.
That's the problem. Russell Brand being no, question this stuff. Yeah. Question it. How do you know?
Yeah.
We live in an age of propaganda and deceptions and lies. This is the age in which you live. Jesus says in the last days there will be deception. We are living in that age.
And so if you don't, you're gonna fall for it.
Oh yeah, wow, he's guilty. Guilty of what? It's innocent till proven guilty. Question the thing, because you never know. Because if they go for him and they take him down, guess who's next? You are.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me the story where you had a guy who's like, oh, this one did this one did that, and that one got arrested, and then that one got arrested, and that one got arrested
until
and they're all like, well, nobody protested for them, and then they came for him, and he's like, well, who's here to protest for me?
Yep. What is it called? He said they went for the Jews. Came from. I know what you're talking about. There's a quote. It's by Martin. Yeah, there it is. Let me put it on my screen for you. I know exactly what you're referring to. I've actually referred to that quote before. Yeah, he was a Lutheran pastor in Germany who said this. There's the quote at. Yeah, first they came for the socialists. Can you see it? I'm assuming I can make it bigger.
Yeah, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out.
Because
I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me. There was no one left to speak for me.
There we go. Yeah. Yep. Martin Niemöller. Okay. So is that German?
I don't know if it's German or Jewish.
Germany. He was a Lutheran pastor in Germany. Okay. All right. That was a spot on. Great. Now listen to this. Just talking on the topic